was sent to the sideline. Looks to be gesturing to his hand, his pants, not really sure what it is.
Could be. So here we go, right back out of here. 3 receiver set. Got a handoff up the middle, powering through. The middle gain here. See if that'll be, should be enough for first down, and it will be. So gain of 4 there, time.
Jay-Sean Sanders just running between the tackles. Kid runs angry, man. He's fun to watch.
And one of the things that stand out as well, big body, we got movement up front. But I'll tell you what, here's the referees talk about who initiated the move up front. You look at Sanders. You look at his build. Again, 5'5", 195. So all that muscle, lower body muscle. Goes to show you about that weight room coming into play.
Oh, yeah. They say little man wins.
So that will be on Perry. And that offsides there, setting up a 1st and 5.
Yeah, it looked like Jaden Alexander jumped there.
So here we go, right back out of here. Sanders with the carry. And a good stop. Only a gain of a yard, if that.
But just to punctuate that point, AA, they say low man wins. Low center of gravity. He's quick in and out of his cuts. He's fun to watch.
He is. Very fun to watch. And it's going to take some effort to bring him down. Even though a little bit shorter inside is going to take some effort. Pass, screen, that's caught. And that's going to be down the sideline there, out of bounds. Again, I believe that was Sanders there. Again, we're looking into the sun.
Oh, yeah. That one was tipped at the line, so a good job by Sanders to stay with it, get it, and get upfield.
Yes, getting upfield, creating that space. And now Lakeside is moving down the field here to start. Right back to Sanders on the inside. And a gain of a few yards. And a good stop defensively here for Perry, who defensively, they're getting pushed early on here in this opening drive of the game.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Lakeside is definitely controlling the line of scrimmage. They're getting these 3-4 yard carries with ease.
And we're going to have a stop of play. So we've had a few of these stoppage of plays so far. Let me be technical, a couple. A couple. As it's now 2nd and 7. 2 minutes into this football game. Back over now to Sanders. On the left side, gets the first down.
Nice carry there. Again, just this little stretch concept out of the pistol. This time it's Jefferson getting outside. Ball right back to the ref. Let's run it back. What do you say?
Running back here is now once again. See now here, now in the red zone, how important is it for Lakeside? Obviously, you want the touchdown, but how important is it to get the touchdown and not just settle there for the kick?
Oh, getting 6 on the board just for confidence is such a big factor early.
Back to Sanders, driving inside. And again, just churning, getting that extra yard there, that extra effort.
And Lakeside is very content to say, hey, if you're going to give us 3 yards a pop, we'll take it. Let's just run it out of the pistol, run between the tackles, see what we can get.
Defensively, though, is there something that possibly, and we'll talk about it here after this play, that something possibly could be done to stop these short chunks? Right back at it again, Sanders. Again, making that push inside the 20.
If I'm Perry here to try and stop these 3-4 yard carries, I'm going to try and bring an extra guy in the box, try and move in another linebacker. They've been rolling with 7 in the box. Get an 8th guy in there, maybe a 9th if you're really feeling risky. Make them throw it. Make them prove that they have to do more than just run between the tackles.
Well, here's the test right now. 3rd and 4, right at the 20. See if the Dragons decide to toss it. You got trips on the right side. And a keeper. And a first down right there, a QB keeper.
And that's what's just so dangerous when you go time after time between Sanders and Jefferson both, it makes it so key. Like I'm saying, when you add another guy in the box, and the key is get the running back, and then you go read option, quarterback, keeper, man, that's tough to stop.
Siebernick able to keep it and get the first down, and it is now 1st and goal. Again, the big body inside, Sanders.
Good job defensively by Perry there. The first man who gets contact, you bring him to the ground, get 11 hats to the football. Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
But at this point, though, we'll see kind of how the response goes in the red zone. So we're back at it here. 2nd and goal.
Both running backs on the field here.
And again, Cyberneck there in the middle, throws to the end zone, batted down.
Great coverage in there as Perry's able to break up that play, making it tough on that corner route.
Yeah, Simon able to deflect the pass there.
Just a little corner fade, not a terribly tough route to defend. It's got to be a perfect ball, but great defending there from Perry. As Brock Sivan on coverage.
Once again, back at it again here. 2 backs in the backfield. 2 receivers. Very empty on our side of the field here. Inside carry. And that will be just short. Well short of the end zone there. This is going to be a 4th down. Jefferson with the carry. And we got a 4th down coming up here.
Huge play here. Again, for confidence on the opening drive, if Perry can get this stop, they've let Lakeside kind of move down the field with ease, and they're holding tough here. Can they make one more stop?
And we'll see here, because so far here, 7:25, and this is the opening drive of the game, by the way. No kick opportunity here. Here we go. Sanders. Will Perry get the stop? And it looks like they will. Down at the 2-yard line, and Perry gets the 4th down stop.
And again, Lakeside's going to go right back to this read option concept, but they're going to try and counter it with Garrett here as a hand to Sanders. He doesn't get it. I think it would have been a good decision to keep there if Siebenneck would have. But instead, they hand to Sanders and turnover on downs.
So the true definition of Ben, and, well, really Ben, but Perry unable to go through and come away without giving up a single point.
Huge there.
So here we go here. Turnover on downs. Perry, they're going to start right at the 2-yard line. And again, with the option here to start. Cutting inside. It looks like we're going to have a flag down. I don't know if it might have been picked up.
I think he just moved it out of the end zone. It's going to be a hold. And luckily it wasn't in the end zone. That would have been a safety.
Yeah, that would have been huge there. Richards is the quarterback here for Perry. And you mentioned during the pregame here, Tommy, about the young quarterbacks getting the work here for Perry. This is an opportunity here in a big game for Richards to really ascend and be that leader for this offense.
Absolutely, and no better start in terms of the maturation of a young quarterback. You're in the shadow of your own goalpost. Now's a huge chance to get things moving early.
Spreading it out here, we got 4 receivers set here. Again, right at the 1. Coming up on 7 minutes to go. This is Perry's first offensive drive of the game. Waiting the signal. Again, good snap, throw. That's caught on the outside on the perimeter. 1st down. On the outside, and Perry able to get out of trouble. And Petraeus, they're able to make the catch for the first.
Just a little out route. We saw them hammering this route in the pregame, and they were absolutely money with it. Then they're money with it now.
And coming out of the huddle. Coming up with 6.5 minutes to go here. Scoreless between Lakeside and Perry. Thank you very much for joining us here on CVC TV. Richards keeps it. And a loss there on the play.
Just that same read option concept that's just taking over youth football right now. And I like the play call here on first down, just doesn't work out.
You got Rafa and Sanders in the backfield. How important is it? You run an offense like this for the linebackers, for the defenders to be able to read the guards and read the play.
I mean, it puts a lot of responsibility on the young quarterback. So if you got a kid that can see the field, diagnose quickly, it makes things a lot easier. If not, it becomes difficult. 2nd and
11. Carry on the outside. And again, just getting back to the line of scrimmage, if that. Carried there by Simon there.
You saw the pass concept on the first play of the drive. I really think they should go back to the air. I like the idea that you can let these kids be athletic on the edge, get yourself in space, especially when you've gotten stood up on back-to-back runs.
It's going to be interesting here as we come up on 3rd and 10. And Perry was able to get out of that end zone. Remember, you just joined us. Lakeside drove all the way down the field. They were stopped at the 2 on a 4th down. Here's Richards. Throws and slips incomplete. And that was a slip up there. Hacken was in the area, the intended target. He slipped on the turf, and Perry looks like they're going to punt on the 4th down.
You said it. He had a man open in space, and Jaden Hacking just a quick slip of the foot, and it's incomplete, and it's a punt.
So Perry able to get the initial first down, but because of the slip, and we talked earlier during the pregame, almost everyone plays on turf every week now, and we'll get more to that later in the game. Here's the punt, and fielded about the 43-yard line.
Angelo Colazzo just kind of sets up under that thing and makes sure he secured the catch. No need to worry about a return when you got the ball on the 43-yard line.
No, not absolutely at all. You're watching CVC TV, the game of the week, Lakeside and Perry. And this game is brought to you, the presenting sponsor of CVC TV is Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Dr. Keith Snyder, Don Lewis, Jill Weber, and Jacqueline Thompson. Their specialties include dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all of your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at ohsurgery.com. Thank you for your support of the Chagrin Valley Conference and CVC TV. And a minimal gain, if that, back to the line of scrimmage as Sanders gets the carry and Lakeside back on offense for their second drive of the game.
And Lakeside seeming very content to just line up in the pistol, give it to their 2 bell cow backs, and let's just work.
And this is their offense. This is what they do. And now, Perry experienced that and wonder what defensive adjustments they're going to make as we go forward here. Here's an outside carry. Here, Elijah Jefferson on the outside. Gets a couple there. But again, defensively, Perry ready to get after it.
I like this concept a lot, though. It's a pistol with a tight end left, and then you motion over Morgan Bish. You let Garrett kind of read the defense, see what he's got. Okay, now we get the snap. Now we go with the stretch run.
3rd and 8. Here in this scoreless contest here. Big game here in the CVC Chagrin division. Look to the outside. Screen and a fumble! And recovered by Perry.
And I like this play design. Jefferson's going to motion out to the left, and it's a whole smoke screen to get it back to the near side. Unfortunately, Malachi Matlock just gets hit. The ball pops out, and the big man falls on the football, and Perry's got the ball back.
And right out of Jacob Marjek there, able to recover the fumble. And, man, the celebration he had to be able to recover that football. And Perry takes over. And that was on the 3rd down there.
Yeah.
And for a game like this, Tommy, all of those critical plays, I mean, they matter every game, but it's going to matter even more with a game of significance like this one.
Absolutely. Tight conference game. You got to capitalize on every opportunity.
Richards will keep it on a direct snap. Breaks one tackle and comes down. A.J. Rafa on the tackle, one of the captains for Lakeside.
Just a little quarterback power here, and I like how he did it. Just get the snap, tuck it down, be patient, follow the blocks, pick up 6.
Picking up 6. And continuing on, you kind of get the vibe of where this game could be going. It's going to be those critical 5 or 6 plays that make the difference in a huge contest like this. Here is the jet sweep on the outside, getting into the perimeter, gets the first down. Brock Savon gets the first down.
One of my favorite coaching concepts. Just know who your athletes are, get them in space. Doesn't matter how, it doesn't have to be pretty. We don't got to throw it to them. Just, hey, put them in motion, hand the ball off. Let's do what we can.
And going side to side and kind of switching things up. And Savon comes out, subbed out. Coming into the game, Petrus. Coming up on 3 minutes to go. Still no score between Perry and Lakeside.
Real entertaining first quarter here.
Well, I was going to say a lot of big plays, a lot of good strategy between the two head coaches, and it's just operating. Got a motion to get in the backfield, but we're going to have a flag.
Yeah, I think one of the Perry players moved a little early.
And, like, if you're running motion offense like that, how on point do you have to be? Everyone has to be in sync.
Oh, it's got to be in sync top to bottom. That time it was Aiden Leffelhock who moved a little early, just trying to set his block. It's good in theory, and if you can get away with it like Joe Thomas did all those years for the Browns, but golly, you can't make it that obvious, young man.
Oh, yes. We're not saying Joe Thomas got away with everything.
Oh, my goodness.
He did anything he wanted. First and 15, 2:20 to go here in this opening quarter. Rolling out to the left side, Richards, and traffic, incomplete. Pass a little bit high there.
Another play concept that I really like. I like this little rollout to the left when you're on the far hash. You just got to set your feet, and that's just another step in the maturation of a young quarterback. When you're rolling left like that, set your shoulders around, get that ball away.
Richards was the intended target on the outside, number 31. Senior receiver and defensive back. He's like, let me get that opportunity again.
Yeah.
I got you.
It's like Madden. Just call the same play again. I'll execute it this time, Coach.
2nd and 15. Again, like Tommy was saying, the rollout, setting up the screen on the opposite side. That's caught. We got a flag down, multiple flags coming down. But the play is complete.
So what I'm seeing as we're getting going here is a lot of these coaches are calling the game based off their previous plays. We talked about the rollout left. On this one, he rolls left, moves back to the right, nice little dump off. We saw the same thing with Lakeside as they motioned out Jefferson. Unfortunately, ended in the fumble. But I like how these coaches are building plays off their previous game plan. This is fun to watch.
It is, and Leffelhock had the initial catch, and here is the call. Got an illegal man down the field.
And that's the problem with these little screen plays is you're going to run into to easy infractions like that, because if you just leak out just a fraction of a second too early, I mean, the grace period is 1.5 yards. But, man, you get to that 2-3 mark, you're going to get called and flagged every time.
So the offense goes backward. This is good for Lakeside, obviously.
Huge for Lakeside.
After the big turnover, it's now 2nd and 20. 2 minutes to go in this opening quarter, scoreless. Richards throws, steps up and throws, and makes the catch. Ball is completed by Richards.
Just a little pitch and catch here this is textbook. You're just going to run your route, find some green grass, sit down, wait for the quarterback to hit you, and that exactly is what happens. as they take a big chunk out of that 2nd and 20.
And, Tommy, you mentioned just a few plays ago stepping into those throws. And that's one of the things that a lot of quarterbacks, that's the evolution of quarterbacking, is consistently stepping into those throws.
Absolutely. Making the most out of your body, getting as much as you can behind each and every throw.
Anthony Alford, Tommy Caroselli here with you. 3rd and 5. Richards to the outside. That's complete. Will it be enough for the first? It's going to be close.
Going to depend on the spot here. Another nice play concept as just a little bubble screen. Good job. Distract the defense with your eyes, then swing it back, get the ball out, keep it moving.
We'll see if Savon got enough.
Looks like the spot is short, AA.
I think it will be, yeah. I think you're right on it.
Keeping the offense out there, though. I like the aggressiveness out of both sides so far.
And I know we see it a tad bit more at this level, but you got to emphasize, here we go. Pretty much goal line offense, drag it through. Perry will get the first, and will continue to go through. Driving down inside the 5, near the end zone. Big run on a 4th and short.
What a run. Just a little power to the right here. Moves through 1, moves through 2, through 3 defenders, dragging them down to the 2-yard line, to the 1-yard line, in fact. In the words of Gus Johnson, rumble, young man, rumble.
Anderson was only called to get the first down. He got 24 yards.
And why not? And why not? And what a way to end the first quarter, AA.
It really is. And it is scoreless, but my goodness, loads of drama as Ashtabula Lakeside 0, Perry 0. And Tommy, a first quarter, you mentioned it, a lot of high drama, a lot of small things developing that could become big things as this game rolls.
You know, we talked about it at the top of the broadcast with 2 young coaching staffs, and we've seen a very well-coached game so far, and it makes it real, like you said, things that are going to continue to develop and then maybe rear their head at the end of this one. It makes it so much fun to watch. These kids love playing in these games. Makes it fun for a fan, fun for us to broadcast, AA.
Yes, it is. Visit ChagrinValleyConference.com. A lot of good stuff here. Again, thank you again for watching our broadcast and listening. And you can even check out the CVC Athletes of the Week. A couple of good performances from last week. We witnessed, myself and Kevin Arnold, Michael Tomer from Independence. He was 11 of 17, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns. He ran for 140 in a touchdown. And his head coach, Rick Adams from Independence, said Michael was a key part of our win Friday night. He managed the game very well. He didn't force any throws and made the plays when the opportunities arise. Also, shout out to Tony Hall of Edgewood, 16 of 22, 207, 4 touchdowns last week at Orange.
And you said it right there, and a head nod or hat tip to coach. Don't force any throws. Stay within yourself, play your game, make the throws that the defense gives you.
Go to ChagrinValleyConference.com. All the CVC Athletes of the Week throughout all the sports. Drive inside. Richards is going to score the touchdown on the first play of the second quarter.
And here it is, just a big set, tons of weapons. And Richard says, nah, I got this. Give me 6.
He said, let me go behind my offensive line. Let me go behind my Hogs up there. And Perry is on the board first. Got to credit as set up the extra point. Anderson called on a 4th down, 4th and short. Instead of just gaining a yard, he got 24 yards to set up that score.
And for the sophomore, Braden Richards, his 6th rushing touchdown of the year.
Here is the extra point opportunity. That one is up. Rowan gets the kick, and it's good. And the Perry Pirates up 7-0, 3 seconds into the second quarter, Tommy, over Lakeside.
Yeah, man, it's been such a fun start to this game, and you know, we get the opening score of the game here in the second quarter on the first play, and I'm interested to see now, how does Lakeside respond? This has been a Perry team that hasn't allowed a score in the second quarter all year. Are they going to be able to be that first team to notch one against this Perry Pirates defense?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll find out for sure. Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery is this year's title sponsor for CVC TV. Their practice diagnosis and treats facial pain and injuries and also offers a full range of dental implants and bone grafting procedures. Look no further than the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery for all of your oral surgery and cosmetic surgery needs. Visit their website at ohsurgery.com. That's www.ohsurgery.com. And we want to thank them. We want to thank everyone for being a part of our broadcast here tonight. And for our kids here tonight, battling here. Week 5, already halfway through the regular season of high school football.
It goes quick, man.
It goes. Remember, they started 2 weeks. High school football started 2 weeks before the college football season. That's a squid kick. Rolling. That's going to be fielded at the 16. Coming up the field, Matlock. And it's going to have a first down near the 30, about the 28 to start. But, yeah, this high school season, Tommy, after everything that went down last year, just with life. I mean, this year, back to the 10 weeks. But it's a week sooner, so already here we are, mid-September, and we're halfway through the regular season.
It does not feel. It feels like we're just getting going. And I think these teams kind of feel the same way. I think some of these teams are still finding their way as their individual units. It's fun to watch them gel, but, man, we are halfway through, aren't we?
Halfway through. Halloween will be in playoff season. Let's see how Lakeside responds. That's going to be a loss on the play.
And then you have the expanded playoffs as well with 16 teams in some regions.
Yes. Give more kids an opportunity. There's nothing like the postseason. There is nothing like it. Just give those kids an opportunity. But I got to tell you, this game just has that postseason intensity feel just with how tough both of these teams are coming in.
When you think of the CVC, you think of a matchup like this one, AA.
Yes, absolutely. We'll see how Lakeside responds here. Sieberdeck throws. That's low, incomplete. Dangerous throw.
Good coverage there as he tried to go to his safety valve, but, man, they were flying all over the football as Javon Isaacs was the first one to get there.
And almost had it. Almost had the interception.
Sets up a long third down here.
Buzz Edwards, the head coach for the Lakeside Dragons, he talked about, how do we overcome these close games last year, earn that respect. This is the opportunity right here. On the rush. Throws to the outside and throws it away.
You want to know what makes this play so great defensively for Perry is Siebenek had a man underneath, but it was a great job by Jaden Anderson to get in there, force him to his right, whereas if the pressure would have come from the left, Siebenek would have had his man. It could have resulted in a first down. Probably would have.
And I want to say, too, Anderson that's a big guy,
6'2", 210.
Big guy. I mean, if we didn't learn anything from the last possession, it's absolutely huge. So that's a 3 and out for the Dragons as Lakeside will punt. A very close punt, but recovered and a fair catch.
A helicoptering punt. That's just one that you get under it, and, boy, you're like Smalls from the Sandlot. Just please catch it. Please catch it.
Yes.
Please catch it.
Please. Please.
But that's
at least this punter got the ball off. Sorry.
I didn't think we were going to get a Jamie Gillen reference on the show tonight, but here we are.
I am not somebody who is considered petty.
Really? And yet here.
I'm just kidding.
I was going to say 5 days later we're making a Jamie Gillen reference.
He did apologize. He said it'll never happen again. It was a big moment in that game.
Oh, my goodness.
He said it will never happen again.
Huge possession here for Perry.
Yeah, we'll see if Perry can capitalize here, an early lead here. Here's the throw on the outside. Caught. Got open space. Perry going up the field here. Treyas past midfield. Gets the first down.
Just a nice little bubble screen here. Get Petritas in space. Makes that nice first cut and gets upfield. Makes a first down. Perry moving the chains.
and the blocking to set that up there. He had a lot of room to run.
And that's going to be the huge part of a bubble screen is getting those blocks in place. It's not just, hey, I'm going to get the snap and let this thing fly. I'm going to get it, hold it, let everything set, then time the bubble and pick up a first down. That's a great job.
Remember the last possession, the possession before, Lakeside fumbled. Perry was able to recover and score. Pump fake. Throws down the field. Got a wide open man. Incomplete.
This is another great job by Richards. Pump fake. Move the defense with your eyes. This time with the pump fake. Get the ball downfield just out of reach as it does not go the way of the Perry Pirates on that one.
No Richards to Richards connection on that one. And Lakeside breathing a sigh of relief here, as that could have been one of those plays that could have changed the course of this game. 2nd and 10. 10:47 left in the second quarter. Perry up 7-0 over Ashtabula Lakeside. Carey on the outside, able to work his way through, nearly get into first. Left lock, running on the outside. Good run for left lock.
And just a great job there. You take the shot, then you go back to the ground. You make sure we're getting ahead of the chains, so to speak. Set up a 3rd and short. Great job there by the Perry offense.
Bisha Sanders made the play on the outside defensively. Got a third and long run one here.
Yeah, one and a third and 1 and a third.
Yeah. It's a lot of thirds. There'll be a test next Friday.
I know I'm not going to study.
Well, steady pass doesn't really matter. It does. Okay. Outside pitch, left block. Does he have? He did get it on the second effort for the first down.
And this is something else I'm seeing developing with these Perry Pirates tonight. Is as soon as they generate contact, they keep the feet moving. They do not give up at the first sign of attack. They're trying to move through 2, 3, 4 defenders at a time.
And as we get ready for the next play, one of the things that Tommy and I noticed is how wide the field is. A nice track, really nice track. But
beautiful facility here.
As we'll get into it here, wonder how much the crowd is going to have an influence on the noise on the field. Just the unusual distance. We'll get into that momentarily. 1st and 10. Again, back to left lock. Gets the block. Gets the first down. And down inside the 20, down at the 20-yard line.
Just a nice zone run across the formation here. I love this concept. Heflock making sure keeps his feet moving, bounces outside, and again, keeps his feet moving at contact, able to pick up 2-3 yards falling down.
And able to get that setting up again as Perry now in the red zone. Critical part of this game.
And this is where we saw Lakeside's offense kind of stall out in that first quarter. Can Perry keep the ball moving, keep their momentum going?
Or will the Dragons get that critical stop? Perry was able to get a critical stop early in the game. Get left lock, gets the carry, moving once again. You see that burst of speed, Tommy, for left lock 8 and 9.
And this is another one where the pressure came in from the outside, and anywhere else this play is designed, it probably ends up a loss of yardage, but because it went away from the pressure, he was able to burst through for a gain of 8.
Gain of 8 on the play there, so spotted. 8:30 to go here, 2nd and 2 for Richards in this Perry offense. High snap again, back to the hot hand, left lock, gets the first down, inside the 5, down at the 4-yard line. Perry moving again.
Just get it between the tackles. We were on the field in warm-ups, and we talked about how big Perry's offensive line is, and they're able to control the point of attack on offense. Because of that, they're just getting that good push, letting left lock run wherever he wants.
And we've been seeing it throughout this drive, the offensive line. You know, those guys controlling the game up front, Tommy. And it's been critical to see here. 1st to go.
Especially in high school football, if you can control the line of scrimmage, you're going to control a lot of the game.
Got a I formation here. Back to left lock. Able to break up the initial contact. Does he get in? Just a tad bit short. down at the 1.
You see Lakeside trying to bring in more pressure. You see they got 8 guys in the box here. I like the additional pressure, but look how patient Left Lock is on this carry. Let me think. Okay, now let me dive forward. Just shy of the end zone.
And also the protection on the left side of the play as well. Just opening things up. After the initial contact, Tommy.
Absolutely. It's something that just, again, controlling the line of scrimmage, giving yourself time, and then, like I've been saying with Perry, if you can gain 2-3 yards falling down because you keep your feet moving, it's going to be a difference maker.
2nd and go. Left Lock. Will he get in? Touchdown.
And I like how Perry sets up here. This is the same formation the quarterback sneaked from earlier. This time you can turn, give it to the hot hand, get in the end zone, touchdown.
And they kept feeding him the football. And Coach Getzowitz, he's like, hey, I want to find out who has that hot hand, who's able to get that ball and make it moving.
A 9-play drive there, 7 straight runs.
Unbelievable. And he is on. We're seeing him on the sidelines there. He has earned his keep.
Absolutely, as have those offensive linemen.
You mentioned just moments ago, Tommy, about the line of scrimmage and how much that dictates the game. And how much did that dictate that last drive?
Oh, anytime you can push forward. I mean, it shows in the play calling. You get 7 straight runs. That means that you're controlling the line and you're seeing something that you can capitalize on. And that's why we saw Left Lock getting the push he did time after time after time. Because I think we got an unsportsmanlike penalty on the end there. I saw the ref come out and signal it, but we're not seeing the yardage.
We'll see if it's enforced on the kickoff.
Yeah.
If that did happen. I didn't see it, but if it did, we'll see it enforced on the kickoff. Here's Rowan setting up for the extra point try. Hold, snap. Snap and hold, and good. Calvin Rowan converts.
I'll tell you what.
And it's now 14-0 Perry with 6:56 to go in the second quarter.
I'll tell you what, Double A, it's just an extra point, but this young man's got quite the leg on him.
He does.
He blasts that thing through. I'm interested to see if they end up letting him kick a field goal late in this game, if the situation should call for it, what the range is.
He is listed on our rosters, 5'7", 155 pounds, senior. But as far as size, as far as getting that power, there is something to be seen here.
Oh, yeah.
With Rowan.
Definitely. He can boot that thing pretty solid. Good, I mean, not to steal the baseball term, but the exit velocity on that kick has got to be up there.
Oh, we're talking velocity here now. Okay.
He's got an absolute bullet off that leg.
Yes, he does. Remind you to stay with us for halftime. You can see performances from both bands, the Perry Marching Band and the Lakeside Marching Band. Lakeside, by the way, this morning featured on Fox 8 News. Kicking it with Kenny at the Rock Hall. So saw them this morning. So kudos to both marching bands, the Lakeside Marching Band featured on Kicking It with Kenny this morning. Good stuff. You got to be up at at least for these guys, probably 4 or 5 in the morning, and then travel to downtown Cleveland.
I'll pass on that. I'll sleep in.
Well,
I'll catch it on the DVR, Double A.
I know, but for the kids, I mean, be on TV.
Oh my gosh, a great experience.
You can tell your parents hey, I'm on Fox 8, and doing their thing. So
a great experience, no doubt.
This is actually for Fox 8 the Friday night touchdown game of the week, so this will be the lead highlight tonight. Here's the return down at the 45. So, Tom, if you are Lakeside, critical point of this game, obviously, what are the steps they need to take to close the deficit here early?
I mean, for me, it's just let's limit the mistakes. You've had 3 empty drives now, a turnover on down, a fumble, and a punt. So in terms of how you're progressing, 2 turnovers, okay, we're going in the right direction. Granted, it was a 3 and out, but we didn't turn the ball over. Now, how do we get back to what we did on that first drive where we chewed up a lot of clock? We chewed 70 yards of field. How do we get back to that? And for me, it's running the football.
Sieberneck gets the handle there, hands it off, and an explosive play from the backfield for the first down. for Elijah Jefferson.
13 yards, moving, busting through the tackles. A nice carry there as we got a player down, Double A.
Yes, we do. Player is down here. And, yeah, hopefully for the best here. But I will say here, that run by Jefferson just now, I mean, the change of pace here, you wonder, A, do we want to get more speed from the backfield, at least to start the drive?
I think the answer is yes. I think Elijah Jefferson, again, has been the guy who you've gone to throughout the year to carry the majority of your rushing attempts. And right now, you don't necessarily need the big home run play. Obviously, those are nice. You're never gonna say no to a big chunk play. But when we're talking about getting confidence going, when we're talking about trying to swing this game back in our favor, get some momentum back on our sideline, a nice sustained drive with good runs like Elijah Jefferson can give you, that's the direction I want to lean as a coach. There's still plenty of time to get back in this game. I mean, 2 touchdowns, especially in high school football, it can happen in the blink of an eye.
Definitely as well. CVC TV game of the week. We're pausing a little bit here for injury timeout. Next week, we're going to head over to Beechwood. Cardinal Huskies versus the Beechwood Bison. It's Beechwood's homecoming game next week. Now, Beechwood had a matchup scheduled with Crestwood. That had to be canceled. They were able to reschedule with Brooklyn. So they are playing tonight, Beechwood. But Beechwood will host Cardinal Huskies from Middlefield. That's our CVC TV game of the week next Friday. Join us, ChagrinValleyConference.com. Also, CVC TV on YouTube. We'll have that for you next Friday, 7 p.m., right here on CVC TV. And not to look ahead, but we will. Perry will be back on CVC TV in 2 weeks for their big matchup against Kirtland.
That'll be a great one. I really like watching this Kirtland team. They're 3-0 on the year. They run that Maryland eye. They've been doing the same thing for years and years, and they're a team that just year in, year out says, we're going to do what we do. I dare you to stop it.
Oh, absolutely. Side Air is able to get up and walk off on his own power. I will mention just, being here, just period. What is this, mid-September?
Yep.
It is a tad bit humid today.
Oh, yeah.
It's just it's sticking today.
I would say definitely a game. Definitely a game that you need to make sure
Peter's
you're hydrating.
Like, it's sticking today.
Definitely a situation where you got to make sure you're hydrated. Make sure that on plays you do come off, you're grabbing one of those Gatorade bottles. You're making sure that you're not going to be able to be in a situation where you cramp up, where you put yourself in a situation to get hurt.
Well, it's crazy. I mean, do you think differently weather-wise just because, we know, okay, if the sun's beaming and it's 90-something degrees and you feel the heat, okay, we know it's hot. This is tricky because it's decent temperature. There's a little bit of a breeze, but the mugginess sneaks up on you.
And you hit the nail on the head there. It sneaks up on you. And then you add into the fact that these guys are strapping the pads on and going 100 miles an hour to compete here. It's something you almost have to force yourself to hydrate.
All right, we're back in action here as Lakeside looks to get on the scoreboard. And a play fake, throws wide open and caught down the seam and down inside the 5.
Just a pretty ball there to Timonier. This is just a nice little seam route up the middle. Gets himself into some open space. Clean pocket. Tight spiral. Great catch by Timonier as Lakeside on the doorstep.
And a great ball there by Sieberneck there.
Absolutely.
Great ball. And this is the opportunity here for Lakeside back in the red zone. And Sanders, just a couple. Actually gets a yard or so. It'll actually be Jefferson there on the carry.
Now
and down.
Now they sub in Sanders. They're going to that 2 running back set. This is where I think the Dragons are the most dangerous. I think this is your chance to score right here.
And you mentioned at the very beginning of the game, Lakeside was able to get a long drive down the field. They couldn't come up with points at the end, but just getting those chunks of yards, and they can get right back into it. Second to go. Inside carry. In the traffic and stopped offensively.
So that's two carries you've tried to go between the tackles. If I'm Lakeside here, I'm trying to go something out wide. I'm trying to get a guy out in space. Maybe a rub route to Timonir. I mean, there's so many options here. You cannot go between the tackles again. You've gotten stood up twice.
And we're going to have a stoppage of play for a Lakeside timeout with 5:20 to go in the second quarter of play.
I mean, again, you need to set something up here. You need to get something where you can go outside, get a guy in space, and set yourself up to score on this next play. And I like this timeout here because it lets you set up, see how Perry was going to counter you. Okay, we'll use the timeout. Now we'll counter that look.
Chagrin Valley Conference, proud partner of FRST, first response for sports trauma courts and physicians ambulance. Throughout this important partnership, FRST has helped prepare first responders on the sidelines and throughout the league to consistently and expertly respond to trauma on the field and play. Thank you to our physician ambulance and FRST for keeping our CVC community safe. For more information about this partnership, visit chagrinvalleyconference.com. And again, we want to thank all of our proud sponsors, CVC TV and the Chagrin Valley Conference. I mean, in this conference, they do it right. Starting
Absolutely.
all the way. They have media days for every sport. It's incredible.
That's awesome.
Big point of the game right now as we're back in action. 3rd and go for Lakeside. Run inside and stopped. Once again, Sanders not able to convert.
And this is a pistol with 2 upbacks to try and lead the way for Sanders. But again, Perry clogs the middle, doesn't let Sanders get any real estate whatsoever, and sets up another 4th and goal from the 2, the second time we've seen this exact play.
Geifus able to make the stop, and here we go. Once again, 4th down, Lakeside, 4th and go.
Again, they go to this pistol set with 2 upbacks and a timeout.
Second one. Here burnt off by Lakeside. 1 remaining. First half, so you're not really concerned with the clock in the first half of play, but Lakeside's like, we were here before on the other side of the field, did not get the score, cannot leave 14 points essentially off the board, Tommy.
Absolutely, and just like I said off the last timeout, this timeout you're not trying to stop the clock, you're not trying to do anything. You're lining up in the play that you wanted, and you're looking at how Perry counters it. And if you don't like the look, hey, we got the timeout, let's use it and try and adapt. I think you're going to see Lakeside come out in a different look here. And again, I think you got to try and get somebody in space. That's 3 times now they've tried to run inside, and it just hasn't worked. You tried it once with Jefferson and now twice with Sanders. I think they tried the read option down here the first time. Or, again, a little rub route, a screen, get somebody in space, let somebody make a play, not just diving forward into the line.
We are live at Alumni Stadium here at Perry High. Along with Tommy Gariselli, Anthony Alfrey here with you. CVC TV Game of the Week. Kevin Arnold will be back with us next week. Here we go, 4th and go. Can Lakeside get in, or will Perry deny Lakeside for a second time? Inside, the Sanders, is he able to get in? No, falls short again. Perry gets the stop defensively.
I like this design a little more because you're trying to get him outside. Unfortunately, Perry does a great job to stand up and make a great play. And again, Perry holds tough on the goal line. 2 goal line stands. Man, you so rarely see one.
And that was after a Lakeside timeout. And, we hear defensively, that defensive line coming through. I mean, for that to happen twice in this first half, and literally those are touchdowns.
Oh, yeah.
Touchdown-saving plays for Perry, and they're up 14-0.
Absolutely. You take either of those two plays, and at minimum it's a 14-7 game. But you give them both, it's a tie game.
So once again, Perry has to work their way out of their own end zone.
And again, we saw this in the first quarter, and they started the last one with a penalty and then a pass. This time they try quarterback keeper, get a yard. So, you'll take a yard to try and move out of the shadow of your own goalpost. But I like this to be a run-heavy drive where they try and waste almost all of this 4:05 remaining.
And that clock is moving. It will move before you know it. 2nd and 8. Ball is at Perry's own 3-yard line. Richards will look for the call, looks to the sideline for the call. And the offense. And we have a stoppage play once again. Timeout, Perry.
So I want to ask you, AA, when you see exactly what we saw Richards do there, he gets in the shotgun, you survey the defense, and then you turn back to the sideline and the coach is signaling another play. What do you think of that style of offense?
I like it. I mean, it all depends on, if you do it effectively. But a lot of times in a situation like that, you're getting, the real call and perhaps the dummy call as well. So, how exactly do you draw that up? And the other thing, too, you often don't – you see it, it does not as much as years past, teams huddling up. And a lot of times, depending on the style of offense that you run, you'll line up in your package, you'll look to the sideline, and then guys will get to their spots.
Yep. And I think that's so interesting because you mentioned the dummy calls. It could be a pre-planned thing of this is the play we're running regardless of how they line up, but we're going to give the look that we're shifting the play, and does the defense counter that? And the chess match of play calling has always just been one of my favorite parts of football, and I think we've seen a great version of that chess match tonight.
And one thing, Tommy, from a football standpoint, sometimes it's a theater, right?
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's just, we're just going to play our cards and kind of see here, especially when you're in conference. Pump fake down the right side line and makes the catch on the outside, out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
I love this look from Braden Richards. Watch him. He's going to sees the defense. He gets the snap, and he's just going to give a little, keep going. Keep going. That's not even a pump fake. That's a keep going. This is a go ball. This is the backyard ball saying, hey, I'm going to see how far I can huck this thing.
And Hacken was ready for the hucking of the play. He was absolutely ready, and he made that play. And now Perry, second time, Perry was able to get out of their own end zone. And now we're at the 40-yard line. Now we got an inside carry. And sprinting through, loses the football.
Flags come in.
Anderson.
I mean, this is just an angry run out of this young man as he's working through a tackle, the ball comes out, then a flag comes in. So interesting to see how this one will shake out after we sort out the penalty.
And an injury, on the field. So a lot
happening going on here.
So A.J. Rafa is down, which is a huge injury here for Lakeside. It's their linebacker, that's their senior captain, down on the field. So that has to be sorted.
One of their leading tacklers, too.
I mean, I'm not sure if there are things that you pick up off the field. So, okay, I'll mention this while we have
yeah, go for it.
Okay, so last week we're in Cuyahoga Heights.
Yeah.
And they had a Krispy Kreme donut thing, like in the fourth quarter.
Little sale?
Not even kidding. Like, fourth quarter, We got Krispy Kreme donuts to give out. Now, we really don't have them. We don't have Krispy Kreme donuts in the area. We really don't.
No.
As Rafa's back in the field. They have here at Perry Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
I love that.
So there's someone right now
roaming the stands,
wanting to sell these sandwiches.
I love that. I'll tell you what, you're telling me that if you were a fan right now, you wouldn't flag that guy down and be like, yeah, let me get a Sammy. Let's watch this game. Let's watch Perry Lakeside with a nice little chicken sandwich.
Now, do you think if that sandwich was thrown up here in the press box, you'd be able to make the catch?
Double A, I'm a baseball coach.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, well. We'll try again next week. We'll give it another try another time.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
So, after that big run, that was a turnover, and now Lakeside is now back on offense. And we got a pass play here from, the sack in the backfield. Siebernak goes down.
And you're going to see Garrett, he kind of senses the pressure coming off the right side and says, ooh, I can't force this pass. I got to get out of here. Almost a better situation there to take the sack than to force a throw. We talked about it earlier about taking what the defense gives you and not forcing those throws. We can live with the loss of 3 there, live to fight another play.
Oh, they're able to get the sack here. Siebernak back once again. 2nd and 13. 2:50 to go before half. Sets up a screen. Got a flag on a play. Running to the sideline is Jefferson.
This is in the area of holding here.
And we'll wait for the official call. But, yes, that flag was thrown in the backfield. And going to be going backwards.
It is going to be a hold, unfortunately, for Lakeside.
And for Lakeside, again, anytime they gain momentum, it's a penalty or a turnover of sorts or a stop. And it's going to be an interesting halftime locker room for Lakeside.
Just your casual 2nd and 28 here.
Well, this penalty is going to be against Perry.
Left side of the line from Perry jumped. Looks like it's going to be an encroachment.
Yeah. So it's only 2nd and 23 now. So I take my comment back. Both locker rooms at halftime are going to.
And that's the thing with coaching staffs is you want to get everything in place. I'll finish the thought after the play.
2nd and 23 from the 35. Got a play fake here. Inside screen. Caught. Down at the 40.
Nice little bubble screen. But to finish the thought, you want to get your things in place, like your playbook install, like the weight room culture. But what sometimes gets lost in the shuffle there is the on-field discipline. And we've kind of seen that early, a couple just simple infractions, a couple holds. We've seen a couple pre-snap infractions from Perry. Those are the things that get ironed out in year 2, year 3 of the culture.
Coming up on 2 minutes to go here in this second quarter. Got another screen here coming up the field, Lakeside. Will they get the first? Oh, it's close.
That's a heck of an effort.
It's going to be a yard, possibly a yard short for Matlock, but it's one heck of an effort there, Tommy.
4th and a yard after a heck of a run from Matlock.
And Matlock able, and again, the blocking on the screen.
And that's the thing. Again, get your athletes in space, and that's exactly what bubble screens do.
See if Lakeside can convert a 4th down. This one will be from the 43-yard line as they look to their sideline. Got a snap. On the left side, and it's going to be short.
Did not get there. Again, just this cross the formation handoff Great job by the Perry line to get in there.
And that was against Sanders, Tommy.
Yep, get penetration in there and drop Sanders in the backfield. Make sure that he can't gain that yard falling down. And a huge stop there for the Perry Pirates with 1:23 to go in the half.
Any reason why just a run up the middle was not considered?
I would guess because of the fact that they've got on these 4th and short yardage situations, they've been stuffed on their goal line both times, that when you get another 4th and short situation, you want to run something to the outside because it's expected that you're going to go up the middle.
Getting the carry as Perry returns to offense. And their thing is, as Savon gets the carry, their thing is they got to take care of the football.
Yep. And as we've seen a couple empty possessions now in a row going back and forth here, can Perry break this streak before the half?
Here we go, 2nd down and 4. Throw, caught. And that's going to be down at the 30 coming up.
Great route here, just a nice little in-breaking route. Sit down. Again, find space and sit. And that's exactly what happens here. Richards hits him in the numbers. Turn it upfield for a good gain.
Yep, right on Hacken there, able to make the catch there in the open field. We're at 48 seconds as Perry looks to drive and get one extra score. Going on the outside. That's going to be close to a first down. That's going to be 2nd and short. But able to get that one. Petrus set it up a 2nd and short. 39 seconds to go.
Perry uses their 2nd timeout here, and I like this timeout because now you're on the 23. You got space to go inward. Now you set up your plan. We're going to call 2 plays here. We're going to call the play for right here. We're going to rush to the line, and then it's going to probably be on Richards. Do we clock the ball, or do we run another play and try and get in the end zone here before the half?
Both teams have 1 timeout remaining. Again, at halftime, we will feature both marching bands, the Lakeside Marching Band as well as the Perry Marching Band coming up at the half. One of the cool things, I'm not saying it just because I'm on it, I'm saying it just to say it, you know, CVC TV featuring the marching bands. You know, a lot of the television and radio, like they just feature the football game and then they go to the studio. We don't do studio. We don't do that.
You cut away for halftime, and these great students that bust their butts in marching band, they need some coverage too. I love it.
Yeah, they got band camp. You know, they go through it all. Here we go on the outside. Getting the yardage inside. Touchdown! That is David Richards with the score.
Nice little jet sweep here, and it's blocked up perfectly. He's going to move my man in motion, and he's untouched. Get to the outside. A great job setting the edge by the receivers. If you can get receivers that can block downfield on running plays, it's going to take your offense to the next level. It's one of the things that a lot of coaches harp on and harp on and harp on. And again, that's a product of the culture switch here in Perry.
And that's something when you watch in film, that will be noticed, the downfield blocks, more so than the score. You know, the score was impressive alone. But the downfield blocking, that shows effort. Extra point time here. And that will be good for Rowan. Calvin Rowan, 3 for 3. But that shows, Tommy, as it's now 21-0 Perry over Lakeside with 33 seconds left. That effort down the field by everyone is paying off here in this first half.
I had a buddy of mine who's an offensive line coach tell me once, he goes, if I can get my receivers to block or at least give the effort of my linemen, he goes, we're going to run for 200 yards a game, and it's not going to be close. And the thing is, that's what makes those runs to the outside work, is when you can get wide receivers pushing downfield, and especially on a gadget play like a jet sweep, man, it makes the difference.
So we're at 33 seconds remaining here in this first half. Again, we're going to have the marching bands coming up at the half. Just want to remind you, if you are interested in sponsoring CVC TV, head on over to the CVC website, ChagrinValleyConference.com, for more details. I want to thank everyone for being a part of all of this for the Chagrin Valley Conference and CVC TV. Tommy, if you're Lakeside, it's 21-0. To me, it has the feel of and we'll talk about it momentarily, it has the feel of it shouldn't be this. I mean, Perry's handled their responsibilities. We got another short kick here as we're back here on kickoff. Fielded everybody up, back, and out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Lazo there able to get the return.
You know, Bill Belichick has his saying, and he claims it to be one of the reasons the Patriots have been so successful. Do your job. And if Lakeside can take on that mentality here as we close out the first half and into the second half, do your job. Take care of one individual assignment at a time, and that will lead to the conversion of those 4th and 1s and the 2 4th and goals, and that flips this game on its ear. I think that just it's not a talent issue. I think talent we're pound for pound here, but Perry's just executing better right now.
Perry will believe they're getting the ball first.
Yes, they
are.
are.
Half, and looks like Lakeside is going to be content with just running this thing out to halftime, and more than likely that will be the final play.
I say they're going to line it up. I'd be surprised if they run one here.
Yeah, you still got to account for it if defensively, you fall asleep?
Yeah, and here comes Stevenek walking to the side. Maybe a gadget play, but not to be.
I love to build a suspense to close this out. Don't you love it?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like a cliffhanger.
Yeah. It had shades of the Philly special, like he walked off to the side and,
yes.
and looked like he was going to come set. But yeah, not to be. Let the clock run out, and let's take this thing to the second half.
21-0 halftime. Perry over Lakeside. Tommy, before we turn it over to the band, your overall thoughts of the first half.
Execute, execute, execute. That is that's been the difference as Perry's made the most of their opportunities, and unfortunately Lakeside hasn't. They've had 2 great chances on the goal line to punch in that they fell short on. A 4th and 1 they fell short on, and if they can get execution in the second half and break up Perry's execution, we could see a close game in the second half. But for now, it comes down to the execution. It comes down to making the most of your opportunities, AA.
Along with Tommy Caroselli, AA, Anthony Alford, let's turn it over to the bands. It's now 21-0 Perry over Lakeside at halftime. This Lakeside marching band, it was featured this morning. You saw them on television. You're going to see them right now. Here are the marching bands. First, Lakeside, followed by Perry.
I grew up in the harbor in Kania. Yeah, yeah, and back, well, when you were playing, they were already, the 2 high schools were one in Kania. No, my mom's brother went to Harvard. No, we didn't like Harbor or Beulah.
of the Beatles, please welcome the pride of the Pirates, the Perry High School Marching Band. We begin with a hit released in 1967 as the title track to their 8th studio album. The song was groundbreaking in its use of unique studio recorded sound and influenced many rock groups for years to come. We hope you enjoy our opening selection, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and With a Little Help from My Friends. We continue with another fun-filled hit by the Beatles that was released in 1968 on their self-titled album. This catchy song was said to be made up on the spot in the studio by Paul McCartney and John Lennon. We hope you enjoy Birthday. rock ballads of all time. Let It Be was released in 1970 after McCartney's announced departure from the group and its subsequent breakup of the band. Hey Jude was released a couple of years earlier in 1968 and was the first Beatles song to be recorded on 8-track equipment. These Beatles ballads have stood the test of time and have influenced many artists even today. We hope to bring it all home to you with Let It Be and Hey Jude.
Welcome back, everybody, as we are getting ready to start the third quarter momentarily. It's Perry, the Perry Pirates up against the Lakeside Dragons, 21-0, as we get ready to start the third quarter. Hello, everybody. Welcome back, along with Tommy Caroselli, Double A Anthony Alfrey here with you, filling in for the incomparable Kevin Arnold, who will be back with us next week in Beechwood. And Tommy, the first half We were talking during the break here while the bands were going. Great job by both marching bands. That this game should be a lot closer than what it is, but it's not. What do you think happened in the locker rooms, basically?
I think that if you're Lakeside, Buzz Edwards pulled his team aside and said, hey, all we need to do, we're right here. We're so close. All we got to do is finish. Because right now they've gotten to a point where they've put themselves on the doorstep twice. They've put themselves into plus territory 4 times in this game. And those possessions have gone turnover on downs, fumble, turnover on downs when they've made it into plus territory with a punt or a 3-and-out punt mixed in there. But you take those 2 goal line stops, turn them into touchdowns, and it's a 1-possession game going into the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, you definitely get that opportunity if you're Lakeside. Meanwhile, Perry, some impressive performance in that first half.
Absolutely, and again, it's the opposite. They have finished. They have made the most of their opportunities. They've been backed up against their own goal line twice because of those goal line stops, and both of those possessions they've turned into scores. As again, you get yourself off the ropes with a big chunk play, and then they've run into more chunk plays later in the drive. You had a opening possession of the 2nd quarter that led to, a 24-yard run from Javon Anderson. Just big chunk plays leading to scores. It's been the name of the game for Perry tonight.
It really has so far. The Lakeside Dragons coming in this game 2-2. They're out of Division II, Region 5. Perry coming in 3-1. They're out of Division 4, Region 13. So as we're inching close here, again, this is week 5 of the high school football season, so we're at the midway point of the regular season. It's amazing after you go through the training camps and, you get that first game, you do the media day, you get through that first game, you get through those first few weeks of classes, you're getting settled in, and all of a sudden, all this becomes clockwork, and you start inching close to the postseason.
Absolutely, and you mentioned how you've fallen into routine. I think Lakeside has been kind of taken out of their routine. You look at their last 3 games, AA, all home games.
Yes.
And now you go 2-1 in those home games. Now you're on the road for the first time in a month, really, your first time since week 1, and you're in an environment. We're a little distance from the field, but these Perry fans down in front of us have brought energy all night.
They have the fans, got the student section as well. The student section, you got some young fans in here as well. So got that. I believe it's youth night.
I'll say it's youth football and cheer night, and it just brings so many more bodies, so many more voices into the crowd. I would bet to say that they've been a factor tonight.
And the big thing about these youth nights, you got these young kids. They're looking at the field like, one day I could be out there. One day.
You got so many young men running around in Perry Pirates jerseys right now, and young ladies running around in the cheerleading outfits. It's so cool to see a community come together like this. And again, when you're on the field, you're aware of that, and you're aware you want to show out for the young guns that are in the stands, and you want to set that example of I want to be like them.
So remember, early at the very beginning of the game, Lakeside opened the game. They had the ball first. They had a near 7.5 minute drive.
Yeah, it was a 7.5 minute drive that spanned 68 yards, and to get stood up on the doorstep.
Yeah. So Perry, this go around, they're going to get the ball here. As remember, Lakeside won the coin toss early in the game, and they took the ball. So now Perry will get it to start, and we got an onside kick opportunity. High and out of bounds, and looks like that's good. Should be Perry's ball to start, and coming out of the gates, Tommy, doing that.
I like the call. You want to get some momentum right away. You saw Chris Chamberlain in the end zone actually warming up for the onside kick. So that was the first time I've seen him hit a high hopper. He hit 3 or 4 coming out of the locker room, and they were all low squibs that looked like they were going to be good onside kicks. Then you get the high hop. This one just out of reach and gives Perry the ball, and they're going to get some yardage added on as a free kick out of bounds if they keep this flag, unless they say it was touched.
Well, it's one of those things, too, as the officials are still kind of discussing here. It was interesting when you think about it. You know, when it doesn't work, it's like, just another play. But that's an important play. Like, you have to execute everything if you're Perry, because if they were not ready, Lakeside steals a possession.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, it does. Stealing a possession is a perfect way to phrase it, because if you can come out of the locker room and hit an onside kick and steal possession right back, man, that changes the whole tone of the second half. But unfortunately, it goes out of bounds. They say it was touched, so they pick up the flag. So Perry will start here from 49.
And Richards in the backfield, ball is spread out as we're just underway here in the second quarter. Going to have a carry to the outside. Good sharp run and down just past right at the 45-yard line. Petrusca able to get that carry.
And just the story of the first half already personified in the second half. Perry not going down at first contact, making sure that they get into space, good blocks, positive yardage.
Trey is able to get that one down here. It is now 2nd and 4 from the 45. Perry operating off of a short field here in this second half. Throw to the outside. That's caught. On the outside, first down. Got some space, and will be down right at the 30-yard line there.
Just a nice little bubble screen here. Watch the first step as he's going to sell.
Right to Colosso.
Yep. Get him in space. Nice little cut up field there. Makes the first man miss. And again, drag your man forward. Do not go down at first contact.
And another instance that we saw on the replay of receivers blocking.
Absolutely.
In open space.
Absolutely. Those are the ones that are going to win you some points in the film room.
And talking about the culture change, these teams have won it. That kind of starts that. Ball at the 29. 1st and 10. 10:45 to go. In the third quarter, Richards throws. That's incomplete.
I like this route by Richards. This route and the throw decision by Richards. I wish I could see him set his feet just a little more. He kind of just turns his shoulders and go. Move the feet, get him underneath you, and then let that throw loose.
Ethan Crum, the intended target on that ball. And just a ball that was just didn't find it.
Yeah, just missed.
2nd and 10. 10:41 to go as the humidity is kind of subsided. And back on the outside of jet sweep once again. This was the play that Savant had a big run earlier in this contest. That exact same play.
You talk about the humidity subsiding, AA. It kind of has fallen into like your typical high school football crisp fall night.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I just hope you didn't check next week's weather forecast.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. They're like, you going to get that crisp weather forecast during pregame next week.
Don't remind me. It's coming. It's coming, and it's coming quick.
We'll be at Beechwood next week for their homecoming. So we'll be there next week against Cardinal. 3rd and 4. And flags are coming down.
And again, we see a pre-snap infraction from Perry. And again, it's on one of these plays with pre-snap motion, and it's just getting the rhythm of these plays down. They're so timing-based that you feel like you have that internal clock, and this is when I go, and you need to wait on the snap count and go.
Clock will continue to run now as the ball is set once again. 3rd and 9 at the 28. This will be huge for Lakeside if they're able to get the stop. And perhaps force a field goal by Calvin Rowan. 3rd and 9. Richards looks to the right side. That's incomplete. That's swatted away there by Matlock.
Great defense by Malachi Matlock here. This is a good decision here. This is a pre-snap adjustment made by Richards. You saw him swipe down his jersey. That's a signal to the wide receiver. In this case, it was for a hook pattern, and the pattern was there. Just a great play by Malachi Matlock.
And hacking, and you see them both talking hacking. Richards talking there about what happened on that. I love the play there by Matlock there, the swipe.
Great defensive effort.
You're going to have to do it again here. 4th and 9 as Perry goes for it here. Defender drops back on the outside. Richards over the middle, tipped, incomplete.
Another spectacular defensive effort by Malachi Matlock to get in there and break up this play. This was a ball that Richards really forced into coverage, and unfortunately it's a turnover on downs as, again, you're going to see just a good shotgun look.
Just trying to find that opportunity, Tommy.
Yep, he's got 2 streakers up the middle and then just says, all right, I'm going to put it on the top shelf, right where Mama keeps the Thin Mints. But Malachi Matlock there to make a play.
And remember there as well, I mean, you think with Perry, they were trying to pretty much open this thing up.
Yep.
And now Lakeside, 9:19 to go, plenty of time in this contest. They're back on offense for the first time in this second half.
And we talked about momentum. This is it's a huge stop for Lakeside.
Sieberneck, hands off, ball carrier, goes right through, and that's going to be near first down there for Jefferson.
I think he got it.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did, Tommy. Good call.
We talked earlier about how Jay Sean Sanders runs angry. Elijah Jefferson's getting some ferocity in these runs. He's moving between the tackles.
I like
here.
that vocabulary.
I don't even know. Is that a word? Did I get that one right?
Sounded smart.
SAT. Little SAT
good.
word there.
Yes. Oh, good stop in the backfield by number 74, A.J. Kaifas there. A.J. Kaifas.
And again, this is just a case of owning the line of scrimmage. Watch A.J. Kaifas here. Gets off his block so quick and gets his arms around him. Makes a big play for a loss of 1.
That was the this is my house tackle.
Oh, yeah.
But the back and forth once again, that battle up front. 2nd and 11. And again, meeting at the point of contact in the backfield.
And again, you're going to see Perry just get such good penetration. Look at A.J. Kaifas eat up some blocks, and then it lets the edges come in. When you make a big play, it makes the offense think about you. And even if this is the Jadeveon Clowney effect. You're not filling up the stat sheet necessarily, but the offensive line needs to think about you, and that frees up the edge rushers.
No gain on that play. 3rd and 11, 7:45 to go. Ball at the 38. Trying to respond. Lakeside. Again, after the 4th down stop. Sieberneck on the run. Runs to his left. Throws across the field. Oh, a dangerous throw, and that's incomplete.
A very dangerous throw. I like that Sieberneck bought himself some times here, rolls to his left, but just like we talked about with Richards in the first half, he had time to set his feet, get his feet underneath him, and make a strong throw downfield. Instead, elects to throw across his body. It's going to lead to a weaker, more inaccurate pass that falls incomplete here, 4th down.
And Lakeside is going to have to punt. So, again, Lakeside unable to take advantage of the 4th down stop. Sieberneck's back to punt. And I think that was partially blocked, Tommy.
I think so. I think he got it off the side of his foot a little bit. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's a punt of about 11 yards. And I was just about to say that a punt in terms of momentum is significantly better than a turnover on downs. But when you get only an 11-yard punt, it kind of comes out in the wash, don't you think?
Yeah, we talked about it in the broadcast before. You know, ending your drives with a kick, you know, even if it's a punt is better than an interception. It's better than a fumble. But you would like the punt to go somewhere, and it just didn't happen. That's really, I guess that punt, Tommy, I mean, that if there's one play that's kind of summed up Lakeside's night so far, it's really been that.
Yeah, that's actually a really good way of putting it.
Here's Moses with the ball. He throws it to the outside, and that's caught for a first down. That's Rockwell, Charlie Rockwell with the play.
And I talked to you about it in the pregame. I really like the way this freshman throws the football. He's got a nice, smooth throwing motion that really just comes out of his hand quick. It's fluid. He sees the field well. That one, a throw across his body, complete for a big gain.
Yeah, number 10, Walter Moses, quarterback DB. He's a freshman, 6'2", 156 pounds. And he's able to move around, like you said. We saw during pregame him being able to kind of move.
He's got a real live arm. I'm interested to see how they air it out here in the second half.
Right back here on the rush on that first down. Couple of yards.
I mean, that's all Perry needs to do here in the second half is just control the football, just run the clock. You're in a battle against the clock at this point. It's just control the ball, limit the mistakes, don't let Lakeside back in.
Yeah, kind of locking that in, kind of getting things going. And defensively, we've been able to make a couple stops if you're Lakeside, but just not able to get any sort of momentum offensively or finish drives, even when they have had momentum for a couple of their drives. Rolling around, going to the outside. Moses will keep it and will be tackled. I believe he made it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, if that. But this is a situation where you're going to see the freshman kind of, again, we talked about the maturation of Richards. This is a big possession for Moses as well. As you saw 2 or 3 times there, he started the arm motion of, all right, no, oh, yeah, no, oh, okay, I was going to tuck it.
How much is this valuable experience right now for Moses?
Oh, my gosh. You can't even put a quantifier on it because getting varsity reps in the second half of a conference game, are you kidding me? It's invaluable.
There's a high snap, a sling throw. That's caught. That was a little bit of a dangerous throw there, but that's caught on the outside. But it's going to be a 4th down. But Trust was able to make that play. It's going to be a 4th, and we'll call it 4 here.
So a big play here as they're going to go for it. I mean, why not? Let's throw again. I think you throw here, see what the young bucks got, and let's let Moses air it out a little bit.
Remember on the last possession, Perry was unable to convert on their 4th down attempt. That was again with Richards in the game, who was the starter.
They went to the air on that one too.
Now here's the rollout for Moses. Under pressure. And right on it. Good play there for Lakeside. A.J. Rafa is right there first on contact and able to get the turnover on downs.
I like this rollout, but this has got to come out quickly. If you don't get it by the time you hit the edge of the pocket, if you don't have your go read, it's got to just be either tuck it and run and get as much as you can or throw that ball away. I know it's 4th down, but you want to, especially as a freshman, limit as many hits as you take. But when you get to roll out and you're getting to the point of being outside the numbers, man, you're putting yourself into risky territory as a quarterback.
Yes, you are. So coming back here, Lakeside, again, a presenting sponsor of CVC TV is Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Dr. Keith Snyder, Don Lewis, Jill Weber, and Joseph Topsick. Able to get that one. We'll tell you more about that momentarily after this play with 5:05 to go. Lakeside back on offense. Sieberneck throws. That's caught on the outside, on the perimeter. It's a good gain there for Timbermere.
Timbermere, just get yourself in the flat. This is what Lakeside needs to do right now. Just get your athletes into space, let them go, as they're going no huddle here.
Yes, it's a good way to go about it. 4:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. Looking. And are we going to get a flag? We are.
I told you that ref was going to throw the flag about 30 yards in pregame. He let that thing
That
fly.
Wait a minute. Was that the one that was
that came in
up
from
down
the back,
side?
Judge.
Oh, my Lord.
I told you he was going to let it fly.
Can I tell you that I got to tell you, referees are in shape. My man was doing stretches and running down stride for stride.
This back judge, This back judge ran a 4.640 pregame.
Oh my goodness. Well, if OBJ doesn't come back, my goodness,
This back judge has got him covered.
It's covered.
It's going to be pass interference against Perry.
Kevin Stefanski, you seeing this? Come on, coach.
He let that thing fly, man.
Oh my goodness. Well, once again here, 4:34. Lakeside getting some opportunities. At some point, got to convert on this. Here's the throw. That's caught and immediately down. That was slipped up there by Cameron Mitchell.
Yeah, just a little bit of an underthrown ball here. Really doesn't let Mitchell do much with it. He just secures this catch, secures positive yardage, albeit just a couple.
Referee throwing a flag 30 yards. That's still.
Dude, he let that thing fly.
2nd and 8. Under pressure on the screen play. And Lakeside able to move there.
Little bubble screen. Get your guy Matlock. Get Malachi Matlock into space. Let him work. This is a good job by the lineman to sell the quick block. Let him through. Okay, now I'm going to get out into space and set the blocks. Unfortunately, good job by the Perry DBs to smother that up.
3rd and 2. And a critical play here in this ball game from the 38. Sieberneck evaluating his options, has to roll out of the pocket, incomplete.
I like this decision to roll out and just throw this one away. I think he rolled a little too early. He did sense the pressure that it was coming, but I think he had another second to stand in the pocket with his feet set and let something develop, but not a bad decision here.
4th and 2 with 3:24 to go. Story of this game, the Perry defense making critical stops. Safeties will drop back. The offense awaits the call. Seaman a quick look and intercepted. Intercepted by Studio. Will go all the way to the 10. Touchdown, Sieberneck.
Wowee. Wowee, what a play by Sieberneck. I mean, this isn't a bad read. He just kind of forces this throw in, and it goes the other way quickly. And a great job by the Perry defenders, the Perry defenders to get downfield, set their blocks, fire, Oski, whatever the call is. They set it up perfectly, and this one goes the distance.
To the house on a 4th down. And Perry, Pirates, pushing through here in a critical division game and showing their stuff here tonight. Oh, we got a fumble here and recover. That's
wow. When it goes right, it goes right. Double A.
Are you kidding me? That was Carwell, the holder, picked it up, ran it into the end zone, and it is now 29-0 Perry over Lakeside with 3:11 to go in the 3rd quarter.
And it's one of those situations where this is a play that Lakeside would consider a win. You get a bad snap because you got such pressure, but such a great heads-up play by Jacob Caldwell to pick it up, run with it, make the best out of a bad situation, turns a negative into 2-point positive.
And for Jacob Carwell, interesting story here. Last year, he's senior here, again, 5'10", 149. Defensive back as the starter, but he was as well last year the starting quarterback. He was in that battle for the starting quarterback position. He talked during media days about the culture change. And his leadership, the ability to, hey, I'm still going to lead on the defensive side of the ball. When my number is called upon offensively or in special teams, it's going to show up and make a play. And Carwell, the senior, did just that.
And that's the name of the game. And that's what, when you're looking as a coaching staff of who's going to be our guy, who's going to be our leader, that's what you look for in a captain. Somebody that can take on a position change and take on a role change in the offense and in the team and say, hey, so what?
Here's a kick down the middle. Fielded at the 17. Good kick to the outside, but an open field tackle by Perry.
Jaden Hacking just got in there and made a play, a great open field tackle, and we got a Lakeside Dragon shaking up on the play.
Yeah, we do, and making that play there. And an injury on the field, I believe that is Simon there, number 1.
I believe it's Malachi.
Yes, Malachi, yes, absolutely. Matlock, yeah, number 1. And he has made plays all night long. The junior defensive back, wide receiver.
He's been fun to watch, a heck of a young athlete. You got to hope he's okay. But for Perry, I mean, things have gone according to plan, top to bottom.
According to plan and then some. And that's even with some of the mistakes that they have looked. And I guess from a coaching standpoint, I mean, if you're Perry, Coach Guesswich, he's looking, yes, he's probably happy, 29-0 win or lead so far. He's hoping it holds up for a win.
Hopefully.
But he may be looking at a few of the turnovers on his end. But one thing that stands out to me, Tommy, is even in the pick six and even in some of the big runs, you're seeing the guys who don't have the ball making those critical blocks.
Absolutely.
Down the field. And we're talking 40, 50, 60, 70 yards deep making the blocks.
Yeah, for me, the pick six from Connor Zagrebnak was a great play, obviously, and to have the presence of mind to get to the near sideline is fantastic. But for me, what made that play was the block from Javon Isaacs. He was downfield. He made a block on the quarterback to make sure that thing went the distance. And that, again, is the difference in culture, the difference in winning football.
Matlock was able to walk off the field. Hopefully he'll be good. As Lakeside is right back at it on offense. The last score for Perry was a defensive pick six and a burst up the field and a good rush down at the 40.
Between the tackles, this is what you've been, if you're Lakeside, this is what you've been wanting out of Elijah Jefferson all night long. And boy, a couple more explosive plays like this would have been huge for the Lakeside Dragons.
From the 41. Isaacs was able to make the defensive stop. Sieberdeck throws. That's caught on the outside.
Nice little
Palazzo there, able to make the play on the outside.
Nice little pitch and catch here. It's not much, but it's just a nice little out-breaking route. Angelo Colazzo's there, secures it, get it upfield.
Sets up a second and 4. From the 47. And inside carry, back to Jefferson. Gets a yard. Setting up a 3rd and 3.
And again, now you're going to see Jay Sean Sanders check into the game. It's been a nice thunder and lightning combination throughout the season between Sanders and Jefferson. It just hasn't been there tonight. It was there on the first drive, and Perry adjusted. You saw them. They went from being a 3-man front to now a 4-man front throughout the game, and it's been the difference.
Sieberdeck will look away from his first option as the defenders recover it right on it and out of bounds.
This is a really, really mature play from a quarterback. They might say this one didn't go past the line of scrimmage, and if they do, it'll be intentional grounding. Oh,
and it
no.
will be. And defensively, Tommy, I mean, they knew what the option was going to be, what they wanted to go, and they covered it.
Yeah, the bubble screen was locked up tight, so he went to go to a secondary option. Unfortunately for Siebenek, this pass did not make it past the line of scrimmage before it made it out of bounds. So it's going to be a spot foul and loss of down. So the penalty will lose, 22 yards. Oh, and it's going to be 5 more from the spot of the foul. So this is going to be a 4th and 30 here.
Wow. That is unreal. Unreal.
You go from a really mature play to throw the ball out of bounds and set up a 4th and short, but because it didn't get the extra 2 yards it needed to make it past the line of scrimmage, now it's 4th and 30. Oh, heartbreak for the Lakeside Dragons.
And we're going to have a Lakeside timeout. I mean, just seemingly anything that could go wrong in this game, even when it's right, has gone wrong for the Dragons.
And that's kind of the nail on the head right there, because like I said, this was a really mature play by Siebenek. His first read in the screen pass breaks down, and then he goes to look for one of his scramble drill options down the field, and it's just not there. So he buys time. He tries to stiff arm that defender. Then when he realizes, hey, I'm not going to get away here, he's not going to get away. And let's watch it right here.
Look at this, yeah.
You're going to watch. This is a designed screenplay right here. So he sees that first option. He sees it's not there.
Look at the two defenders go right at it.
It's a mature play that just unfortunately breaks down. And again, it goes from a really mature play to an absolute heartbreaker with the penalty. And you got to hope that's not impressionable and it doesn't make him shy away from that type of play in the future, because that's the right play.
Well, it is, but it's one of those things defensively. That if there is a criticism of Perry's defense, it was giving up those screen plays. Screens. And, okay, let's merge a couple of our guys over. Let's have somebody on the quarterback after the merge. Near block. Pretty good hang time as that will take a bounce there at the 50, fielded at the 47-yard line.
So another possession for Perry will start in plus territory, and now a score puts you in the running clock, AA.
Yes, it does. Was it 30?
30.
30-point lead. We'll definitely do that. So remind you, presenting sponsor of CVC TV is Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Their specialties include dental surgery and implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, and trauma reconstruction. For all of your oral surgery needs, visit Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at www.ohsurgery.com. That's ohsurgery.com. Thank you for your support of the Chagrin Valley Conference and CVC TV. From the 47, Perry. As Richards is back in the game, a deep throw. That is incomplete. Intended for hacking.
I love this play design. Bubble screens have dominated this game. But now here we are late in the third quarter, and instead of going bubble screen, they fake the bubble to a deep route, hoping that Lakeside bites on it. Instead, Lakeside defends it well. A great play downfield to break up that pass and make sure that we hit 2nd down and 10.
Yes, it is. Last possession, Walter Moses was in the game, the freshman quarterback. Braden Richards is back in, the sophomore quarterback. Minute 45 to go in this third quarter. Got a run and a good defensive stop for the Dragons.
We talked in the first quarter about how these coaches have called a lot of, and even just a second ago with the bubble screen, a lot of evolution off of looks they've shown. Perry has had a lot of success with that jet sweep look all night. This time they fake the jet sweep and try and go the handoff, but Lakeside there to sniff it out. Really good play design and a better play defensively by Lakeside here to make it 3rd and long.
Yes, it is. And getting right out of here, that 3rd and long is a 3rd and 13. Again, Perry next week will head over to face Edgewood next week. We'll let you know who Lakeside is facing after this play. 3rd and 13. Richards throws. It's a good throw. And that is caught! Hacking!
That is an absolute
down
dime.
At the 10.
That is an absolute dime from Braden Richards. Just an in-breaking post route. Hacking gets some separation, and he puts it right on the numbers in stride. Great throwing catch.
Definitely, and able to get that one. And Perry, once again, back in the red zone. Lakeside, meanwhile, is going to head back on the road against West Geauga next week. You mentioned, Tommy, earlier in the game. We'll get to it more in the fourth quarter. This is only Lakeside's second road game, their first since the opening week of the season. 1st and 10. Richards will keep it himself and will be down at the 4-yard line with 16 seconds to go and counting.
And this is another time where we've seen just patience from a Perry runner. He gets the snap, and he doesn't break forward into the line automatically. He gets it, pause, let the blocks develop, then attack the gap. 3 in the books.
3 in the books. The Perry Pirates putting in work tonight on this Friday night. They have a shutout going right now. 29, Ashtabula Lakeside Dragons 0 here in the CVC TV Game of the Week. A reminder, coming up next week here, our Game of the Week, we will head to Beechwood. It's their homecoming. The Beechwood Bison will host the Cardinal Huskies. Cardinal out of Middlefield in Geauga County. Cardinal at Beechwood next Friday. We'll have the call for you right here on CVC TV. Kevin Arnold will be back on play-by-play in Beechwood for CVC TV. Cardinal at Beechwood next Friday. Go to CVC TV on YouTube or go to ChagrinValleyConference.com. And again, Perry will be back on CVC TV in 2 weeks. It's the big one. It's the mega matchup back here as Kirtland comes to town. Kirtland at Perry in 2 weeks. Come here to Alumni Stadium or watch it, stream it right here on CVC TV.
And that game, one that could very well decide the Chagrin Valley Conference, depending on which way it goes.
That's going to be a big one. We're talking about this conference did some realignment with the divisions, get some highlight matchups. That's this game, and then especially coming up in 2 weeks. That's a highlight matchup as well. Cardinal and Beechwood next week as well. All right, second to go. Perry back out offense on the outside. Can he get there? Yes, touchdown. Anderson with the score and a touchdown on the pylon.
Perry just going to this wing T goal line look that they've done now. This is the 3rd time they've scored out of this look, and man, oh man, has it been effective. You have so many weapons out of this look because you can go QB sneak with Braden Richards. You can use the big man Aiden Leffelhock. You can use Jaden Anderson like they just did right here. It's so dynamic.
And they've done all of those.
And that's how they've gotten 3 of their 4 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely deadly as we got a Perry player shaken up.
Yeah, it's been physical down there. They're the corner trying to. Yeah, that's one of those. Yeah, you're just told, just go down, man. It's okay.
But to put a bow on that touchdown, that's just, again, they use that wing T inside the 5, and it's so dynamic because they can be so versatile out of it.
Yeah, and it's really been one of their specialties. Perry's only loss this year was to the Kinston Bombers, who came into tonight 4-0. So, extra point is up and good.
And Kinston's a program that's not far removed from a state title a few years back.
Yeah, they're good. There's some people listening right now who was very happy for me to acknowledge the greatness of. I'm kidding. But that was the only. That's the only blemish to Perry's regular season record.
And it's safe to say, as you watch this game tonight, you watch the season all year long for this Perry Pirates team, the culture has changed. The culture is now a shift towards WIN. What's important now? Be where your feet are. There's so many colloquialisms and cliches, but the reason, and I joke about it when I coach, the reason cliches exist is because they're proven to be effective. And I think, especially with football coaches, you see it. Guys tend to be a little more cliche-oriented. But that's what leads to culture shift, is getting young men to buy into those mantras, buy into those attitudes. And it's showing, as we got a Perry team that came into a dogfight and has controlled the point of attack for 4 quarters here.
Along with Tommy Caroselli, Anthony Alfred here with you, as we are now under a running clock, and it is in effect always in the second half when there's a 30-point-plus lead. If Lakeside is able to score the running clock, score a touchdown, let me clarify that, score a touchdown and get at least an extra point, the running clock would stop. But as you see on your screen right now, the clock continues, 11:30 to go and counting.
And with that, the clock will only stop on change of possession. So here we are now. I mean, if you're Lakeside, it's touchdown or bust here.
It is. And you mentioned, and I think this rings so true, talent for talent. You know, Lakeside, they're right there. But, as far as execution, that's probably the difference in the scoreboard, to be perfectly honest. Lakeside right back at it. Throw, catch, good second effort. The outside, out of bounds.
Shifty play by Elijah Jefferson here as he makes that first guy miss with just a nice little pivot off the back foot. Good job by Siebenek to see the dump off. Out of 1, out of 2, would have been out of 3 if he wouldn't have been pushed out of bounds. A great job there. Not giving up, play to the final whistle.
Yeah, because if you're talking about changing the culture, this is the point right now. Okay, who are the guys locked in? We're going to have a false start on the right tackle, I believe.
And again, we see pre-snap infractions, and that's just the difference right now. Again, it's the last step in culture, because you can hammer home the cliches, you can get the winning attitude, but the culture officially is shifted when you knock out those pre-snap infractions, because that's just a discipline thing.
Yes, that was Pedro's the offensive lineman, also defensive lineman, freshman, on the jump. Running around, throw, that's caught by Jefferson on the outside. Siebenek moving around in the pocket, Tommy.
I really like the way Siebenek sees the field. He goes through his progressions quickly. He stands tall in the pocket. He's not afraid to go through all the way. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There's my dump. All right, fine. And he's not afraid to go all the way through. You see a lot of young quarterbacks panic after they get through that second read. This young man goes through all of them, finds his dump, finds everything. And again, it just hasn't gone his way tonight.
3rd and 2. Rolling to the left side. Sanders able to get the first down. Coming up on 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
Sanders, we haven't seen a carry from him in quite some time. It's been a lot of Elijah Jefferson, but getting the most of his opportunities, get the ball, move it upfield, young man.
And Sanders has received a lot of action defensively. You wonder at this level, the amount of guys you want to see go one way, not 2 ways. It's interesting. Throw incomplete.
And you and me talked about it before the broadcast about these rosters. When you have your athletes at the top, you want to get the most out of them. So you get those guys going 2 ways. And unfortunately, on a night like tonight, where Perry's kind of controlled the ball, you get a guy like Sanders who might be a little gassed from the defensive end.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things. Do you prioritize defensively or offensively with certain players?
And I think with a guy like Ja'Shawn Sanders, when you have the handcuff of Elijah Jefferson behind him, you have to prioritize defense there.
2nd and 10. Sanders with the ball. He's like, I'm keeping this rock. He's going to get a first down.
And, we talked about it before, previously in the broadcast. He's going to be your home run guy because of runs like this. He sees the field so well. He slips out of tackles. He gets through multiple contacts. Man, this kid's going to be fun to watch as he continues to develop.
Yeah, a gain of 11 on that play. It's Lakeside. Able to move Perry, looking to close this one out. There's a play fake. Throw on the inside. Caught into traffic, goes down. Matlock made the catch, but got into traffic. Defense was ready for the inside screen. 2nd and long.
And we talked about the adjustment that Perry made. If they were susceptible to one thing in the first half, it was these bubble screens, but you've seen them kind of vacuum these things up here in the second half.
I believe somebody lost $1 to concession stands. 2nd and 9. Ball is caught and going right down the sideline. Matlock will score the touchdown.
Huge play there, again, just for the confidence. This is a nice route and an even better throw from Siebenek, as you're going to see him. Again, I like this pre-snap motion. I think Lakeside needs more of these type of plays. There's one read. There's his second. Bang. Slips out of a tackle, and he's going to go the distance. He's got reservations for 6 in the end zone.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Stayed in bounds, too. I was wondering if he was going to stay in bounds. He did there. That was close. That a little bit. Now, the situation is way different, but you almost envisioned like a Stephon Diggs play there in the playoffs.
That was very similar, actually. I see
like as
exactly
far as
how you
play
see
design.
it. Yeah, absolutely.
And Lakeside will go for 2. Siebenek will roll to the outside and get the catch and get the 2-point conversion.
And there we go, and that'll stop the running clock as well. So this is a route that I've been talking about a while now. It's just a nice little outside rub route, and you're going to find his man, just a nice little rollout, get it to your guy, and Lakeside's finally on the board here in the 4th.
Yeah, Cameron Mitchell able to get that score. And with 6:43 left, and we assume, Tommy, here's to look at the play once again, Tommy.
But yeah, just a nice little rollout, get your guy in the flat, get guys moving off of that. It's a good route, good concept, good score for the 2. It's a great 2-point play, actually.
Yeah, and assuming here, Lakeside will obviously go for the onside kick.
And you saw them attempt the one to start the second half. It was a pretty good attempt. I actually like this specialist. He's got a pretty good onside kick attempt. It's good for the brand. You know I had to drop one of those in there. It's great for the brand.
You know I was drinking my water.
I did. I said it.
Drinking my water.
I
you
said
knew
it.
what you were doing. You got people in the press box laughing. You knew exactly what you were doing.
If I would have known you were drinking your water, I would have saved it. I would have stretched it out a little more and then dropped the for the brand.
Okay. Right. Okay. All right. I got you.
Chris Chamberlain, man. He's good for the brand. I love it. Give me another good one here, young blood.
If somebody wants to bring up a coffee to the booth, you hand it right over to Tommy. I got you.
There it is.
Here we go.
Oh, my gosh. That's such a good attempt.
That was. You're not going to get
That's such a good attempt.
We're not going to get a better one than that. Here's a look at the replay, Tommy.
Look at this helicopter onside. This is such a hard ball for most kickers to kick, and specialists will tell you that this is one of the hardest onside kicks to let go and control, and Chris Chamberlain does a great job. It's that double A. I got to do it again. That's great for the brand.
Great for the brand. Yes, it is.
I'm going home and putting on my McAfee PJs, man. That was great for the brand.
Tommy has put away his headset. He's handed it back over to Peter. He's like, I'm done clocking that. I told you, Kevin, we needed you in the 4th quarter. Well, I thank our entire team here at CVC TV, our camera crew, everyone here. It's been unbelievable. throughout here. Here's a run on the outside. Keep it going. Perry still on a run and able to get down near the 20. Richards able to get that.
We've said it a few times tonight. You want to talk culture change? Look at this run. Just a very simple across the formation run. But let's watch. All right, gets to the outside. Blocks are set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It takes 5 defenders. He runs through nearly 4 tackles. This is the call. Oh, it's going to come back.
Yeah, it's going to come back from a holding.
But even still, I will say this. This is the culture change. This is what you're looking for as a head coach. You got a huge lead in a game. You just gave up a score. Do you sit on it? Do these players kind of just do exactly like you were just joking about me? Do they clock out and say, hey, where's the post-game spot? No, we get the handoff. We're going to run upfield. We're going to run through contact. And we're going to keep playing hard because that's Perry Pirate football.
Well, the other thing Coach is going to hammer on is the holding penalty.
Absolutely.
Now it's going to be a 1st and 20. But kind of gaining a little bit of those yards back. Look at Lakeside fighting, defensively fighting.
And this, again, the buzzword now around all coaching is culture. And I think both teams' cultures is showing off here because it's easy on either side to coast to the finish line here, but we're not seeing that. We're seeing guys playing hard. We're seeing them play out the stretch, and that is what's so great about high school sports to me, AA. It makes it so much fun to watch these guys still give their all until we see triple zeros.
5:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Again, it was a running clock. Lakeside got the score and the 2-point conversion. So it's under 30 now. So got a high snap. Ball is completed on the outside in space. Good open field tackle. Setting up a 3rd down.
And again, we see wide receivers blocking downfield, and that is just so pivotal for plays like this to develop. You need downfield blocks from your wide receivers for a bubble screen like this to work and to pick up positive yardage as it does here.
We're inching close here. Just coming up on the 5-minute mark. We're out the time where the bands start to battle off here.
Perry makes the move to Moses here.
Yeah, they do. You know, some of those band battles are, boy,
they get intense.
Oh, intense. You got to talk to Kevin Arnold about, like, swing bands and stuff. It's
oh, my
entertaining
goodness.
content. Running from the outside, Moses. Tackle from behind, but able to get a few yards out of it. But it's going to be a 4th and about 4 or 5. 4th and 4 here.
And again, we talked about it when he came in the game in the 3rd quarter. Just the maturation of a young quarterback, making the decision, hey, I'm not going to push this thing up the field and make an unnecessary throw. I'm going to take what the defense gives me, albeit 4 yards, albeit I get tackled inbounds. The clock keeps moving. All right, now we got a chance to either go for it or pin them deep, whatever coach chooses here, and we're going to go for it. Hey, why not? Let the freshman eat.
And this is going to be the opportunity here, all these reps. And imagine, and just the culture that has been established. If we talk buzzword, that is the word, like Tommy was just saying. Here we go. A carry on the 4th down just to eat up clock. And a gain tackle. Turnover on downs.
And Lakeside finally does a good job of getting penetration, controlling the line of scrimmage. But still, a good job by Jaden Alexander here. He's patient. He looks for something to develop, but Lakeside just eats it up and gets him down for a loss in the turnover on downs.
Yes, he does. I want to mention one of the other CVC Athlete of the Week, multiple sports with the Athlete of the Week. We mentioned earlier Michael Tomer. We had him on last week for Independence at Cuyahoga Heights. Tony Hall from Edgewood last week, 16 of 22, 207 yards, 4 touchdowns against Orange. And being able to perform, I have to imagine we could see a player of the game of the week, athlete of the week from this game.
Very possible. It was a nice little bubble screen here as it gets a few yards there for Lakeside. Actually, one of their better plays of the second half, picking up 8.
Yes, they did. Again, one of the athletes of the week, always nominated by their coaches. You can see that at Chagrin Valley Conference.com. Coming up at 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Lakeside with the football. Had a big, monstrous play in their last possession. Sieberneck looks under pressure, throws, that's caught underneath. Metlock able to cut side to side, still with the ball. Past the 30, inbounds.
Let's watch the replay here. This is a play by Sieberneck that I thought was going to be a broken play, a play that I was going to grade a minus. But look how much he buys time. And my alarm bells are ringing off here. But watch Malachi. He moves up through one tackle, through two, leaps a third, slips out of a fourth. And again, it just goes to show you're not playing out the game. You're playing for the season. You're playing out the culture, and this is a great job. We got a Jeep on the track here.
Here's the run on the outside, minimal gain.
I mean,
you could drive a whole car
and not even on the
track in the stands.
I would say we talked about the space.
Look at this.
we talked about the space that's just available here at Alumni Stadium, but we got a full car.
Can we put a parking lot? What is?
That's double.
Amazing.
I don't got that AA parking.
Can we get premium parking next time we're here? I'm kidding. We're kidding.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Back on the field here. Second down. Sieberneck throws. That's caught in bounds. Out of bounds. But he was in bounds and then rolled out of bounds.
Just patience in the pocket from Sieberneck. It's something that I've talked about all night long. This is a young man that's going to continue to grow as a quarterback, and I'm really excited to see what the rest of the season holds for him and what the rest of his high school career looks like. Because Sieberneck, I mean, he's a senior, but, man, this kid's he's poised in the pocket.
He has one heck of a season still to go. Good. Oh, incomplete.
That one just a little high, but, again, a good read and just a little high. Good play defensively to make sure that was covered up well by the Perry Pirates.
Garrett Sieberneck, one of the captains, senior captain, was voted on by the team. All the captains on Lakeside voted on by the team.
That's one of my favorite things that you see. You know, obviously you always say the quarterback's the captain, blah, blah, blah. But does your team agree with that? Do the players agree with that? Don't let it just be assumed.
Here's a burst of run here for a first down. And continuing here.
Don't let it just be assumed that just because you're the senior quarterback that you're going to be the captain. But look at this. Look at the effort by the Lakeside offensive line here. You know, they say push the pile. But how about carry the running back, AA?
Carry the back.
Shades of was it a Nick Chubb touchdown against the Bengals?
Yes, it was. Yes,
or no, it was David Njoku.
Yeah, the Njoku carry. Here's the run once again here in the middle, and able to get a few yards. That was the Njoku run. That was the carry me away from Drew Rosenhaus run. No more Drew Rosenhaus. I want to stay in Cleveland. I like the Cleveland Browns. Second and 4. Inside carry. Now, it's a minute 20, but it's worth mentioning at this point, though, because, again, every play matters. They could get a first down Lakeside without scoring a touchdown.
You know, we talked about the culture and playing out the stretch, and this has been a perfect example of that. Lakeside put together a pretty good drive here in the fourth quarter.
And the starters for Lakeside are still in. They're finishing the game. Here is Sanders and Perry's defense.
Spoke too soon, apparently, as he gets bottled up. Sanders, again, we talked about how there would be a two-headed monster between Sanders and Jefferson, but Sanders has just had no room to operate tonight. The guy who we thought was going to be the home run man has been absolutely held silent throughout the evening here.
Well, it's fourth down. See what Lakeside's going to do. We're at 25 seconds in regulation as we put a close to a Perry victory. So Lakeside will take this with 10 seconds left in regulation. Throw, and they'll get a touchdown.
Nice play here. Good read by Siebenek. And again, it's Chamberlain working across the formation here. You see him right side of your screen with the bright cleats. Shotgun snap. And it's just going to be a nice little shallow cross that he leaks upfield. End zone.
Yep, to Cameron Mitchell. Able to get that one.
Did I say Chamberlain? I meant Cameron Mitchell.
I think you're committed to Chamberlain for the brand. I think you've been signed.
Listen,
no,
I listen to you and Kevin. You and Kevin don't give the specialists enough love out here.
You're right. You're right. The 2-point conversion's good by Cameron Mitchell. Back to the replay.
And again, this is the same route they got their first 2-point conversion on. Just a right side rollout and a nice little drag into the flats. And that's all you need for 2 yards and 2 points.
So Lakeside's able to get the score. So they got the offensive score. They converted 2-point conversions. But the story of the game has been Perry.
Absolutely.
36 points in dominant fashion. And the 2 critical 4th down stops, one at the beginning of the game when Lakeside drove all the way down inside the 5, was able to get the stop, and then one a little bit later on the other side of the field, once again, goal line situation, and Perry was able to get the stop. 21-0 halftime lead, and looks like they're going to win this one 36-16.
You know, it's easy for me to play the what-if game because, you know, if ifs and busts, never mind.
However that goes.
It's easy to play the what-if game. But if you take those 2 goal line stands.
Save that for the tape.
If you take the 2 goal line stands, turn them into touchdowns, and you eliminate the pick 6, we're sitting at a 28-28 game.
And there goes the difference. Last year, Perry won this one. It was a 6-point contest. A lot of lessons to take away here.
Let's go, Chamberlain. Give me an onside kick.
Going to go here again.
I've gassed you up a ton.
You really
come through. Come through
really
for
have.
me. Oh, no.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what, though. Hands team right on it.
Great job by the Perry hands team to be there and smother that up.
Are you releasing his contract now?
No. I stand by my guys.
All right, good
I
stuff.
stand by my guys. This right here, Double A. This is the Chris Chamberlain fan club.
Okay.
You can either get on or get off.
Get off the train.
Get off the track. The train's coming. Okay.
Oh boy.
A thank you to you and to Kevin for having me out, and because Lord knows with my performance tonight, this is probably the last time I put on a headset.
Well, Tommy, it's been a good run. It's been a good run there, buddy. But a standout performance tonight for Perry, as they will go into victory formation and put a cap to this one. So the Perry Pirates, they lead the Chagrin Valley Conference Chagrin Division. And their record now is 4-1. Lakeside Dragons, newer school. Remember, they combine. They fall to 2-3. And for Perry, Tommy, this Perry team, we talked about the stops that they made, but I thought the critical point that you made was in those situations offensively, they have multiple places and multiple people they can go to, and all of them showed out tonight.
Absolutely. You couldn't have asked for a better performance out of the Perry offense tonight. You look at every single weapon that they have at their disposal. Every single one of them made at least one big play down the field, and a lot of them made multiple. You look at, again, we talked about their goal line set, where they have the options with Jaden Alexander, Jaden Anderson, with Braden Richards, with Aiden Leffelock. I mean, there's just so much to do. They're so diverse. It's so nice as a coach. And boy, Bob Jesselwick has got to be just absolutely floating.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has, because he talked about this. You know, like last year, as great as it was, you know, for this team, him coming in first year head coach here in this program, you know, what are you going to do as far as effort? Weight room. Both teams talked about being in the weight room. What are the things that you're going to do? And Perry really showed that tonight. Meanwhile, if you're Lakeside, I mean, where do you go from here? This has to be, in my estimation, if this was a close game and they would have lost, okay, fine. But not necessarily a close game and they lost. Seems like a bit of a shock here for the Dragons.
I think it is a bit of a shock, but I think at the same time there's a lot of positives to take out of this game. They did move the football pretty well in that first quarter. They had that 70-yard drive that fell short. They got it deep into the red zone twice. Now, again, we talked about the buzzword culture. The other buzzword is execution. And for Lakeside, is if you button up some of that execution, this, again, it turns into a completely different game. And, yeah, you look at it, it's a 20-point loss on the board here at Alumni Stadium, but there is a lot of positives to be taken. We talked about it at half, that this very well could have been a 21-21 game at the break. And then, you take that shifts momentum entirely, and this second half plays out completely different. I think that while there's definitely room to grow, and there's things that need to be buttoned up for Lakeside, there's a lot of positives to take out of this one.
Perry next week will head on the road to Edgewood next week before their big game against Kirtland in 2 weeks, which we'll have for you here on CVC TV. Meanwhile, next week, the Lakeside Dragons will head on the road to West Geauga before they return home to face Chagrin Falls. Well, Tommy, it's been fun.
It's been a great one, AA.
It's been fun. Thank you again for filling in for the incomparable Kevin Arnold. He'll be back with us next week as the Cardinal Huskies face the Beechwood Bison. It's Beechwood's homecoming game. We'll have that for you next week on CVC TV. And then in 2 weeks, we'll be right back here in Perry for Kirtland and Perry here at Alumni Stadium. So, final score here tonight. Perry, 36, Lakeside, 16. I want to thank our entire CVC TV team, all of our sponsors here. And again, check out ChagrinValleyConference.com for all the latest news, videos, and updates, not only from football, for all of our sports here in the Chagrin Valley Conference. For Tommy, AA Anthony Alford signing off. Have a great night. We'll see you next week from Beechwood. Good night, everybody.